Hello, everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Relaxed Fit Jonesy. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, so that funny little thing I did at the beginning was because this name has changed so many times, right? Or it's influenced by several different things. So, it started off by Fat Thor, or, I guess it's not good to body shame anybody, Plump Thor. So that's where it started, and that's why everybody speculated it was going to be that, or what was the other one? Dad Bod. That was the original name that everybody was going by. It's Dad Bod Thor, or Dad Bod Jonesy, sorry. But, come on, we all know this is what, large Thor looks like. So, that's where the joke came from, but again, it's all over the place. And then they finally decided on Relaxed Fit. Come on, we all know what you're saying. And again, it's not good to body shame, everybody has their own look, everybody has their own size and proportions, but mine is more of a frustration of the name keeps changing. Although, I guess I can't be frustrated when those were leaked names, right? So, it's nobody's fault but the leakers that were getting it wrong. I just, also, I guess, I wonder if, it was cheaper to go with a fake name or a made-up name as opposed to another Thor character, because I'm sure they have to pay for the licenses of every character they use. And, if you use the word Thor, you're definitely going to have to pay a license fee. So, yeah, it's probably cheaper to do it like this. Okay, and I'm just going to give him a little thumbs up. He's all happy to be, he's comfortable with his body, Alright. Okay, so let me draw some kind of beardy face. And this is also a good practice in proportions and layout. So I have to make sure I have his neck and his head at the right height before I start drawing that stuff, because you want to lay it out and get it looking good. So that's what I have to do first. Now I can draw some proportions, placement, and details. So now that I have that, I can draw out his beard. Because, you want it to look like it's actually on a human head. And placed correctly, Boy, Jonesy goes through a lot, doesn't he? I'm very curious what they're going to do with the storyline, if anything. They kind of teased it with the season of the weird, what was it, where they traveled to the office and Jonesy was there and you can see me and all that stuff, But I'm curious if the different versions of Jonesy are going to be in the storyline or this is just for fun, Because you know, he's gone through so much, but it doesn't have to technically be in a storyline. It's just fun stuff, you know? So yeah, so I'm just very curious if they're going to do something with an actual real storyline, or just, you know, let's just put Jonesy through a bunch of different outfits and costumes and experiences and see what happens. Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm comfortable with where we are, and I'm going to start with the Sharpies. So let me erase some of these sketch lines, and then we'll get going. Oh, you know what? It is a little thinner here. Let me bring this in like that. Because now I kind of leaned back and looked at it. It's like, oh, that's a kind of a fat head for Jonesy. It needs to be a little bit thinner up here at the top, right? Okay. So a lot of these were just sketch lines, so I got to be careful with what I erase, because a lot of times what I always tell you is we're going to stick with the confidence lines and we're going to erase the sketch lines, but this worked out pretty well, so there's not a lot of confidence lines. It worked with the sketch. So I just gotta, oh, my paper's moving. I'm gonna tape it down better in a second. But yeah, there's a lot of lines that are gonna disappear pretty fast, so I gotta be careful with what I erase. Okay, I think that's good right there. It's light enough that it shouldn't show up over the Sharpie, but I can see where I'm going to get this sketch going. Okay, let me retape real fast. Alright, so there we go. Let's welcome everybody that skipped. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be working with the Sharpie Fine Point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the Fine Point, but a pencil finer than the Fine Point. You can find things that a Fine Point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it so it doesn't stand out over the Sharpie. And I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen, because I can control the line widths much better and go from here. So I'm going to draw his glasses and build my way out. I've sketched it so I know where the placement's going to be, so I can go ahead and start with the fun stuff of the face and work my way out. So I'm going to start with the glasses like this, and I just wanted to connect them as one piece for something like that. And it's not perfect. Look how round that was. That's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and make it work the way I want. Alright, let me make this one down a little bit more. There we go. I can live with that. Okay, so I'm going to build on his nose. I'm going to kind of come down for the bridge just a little bit. And all I can really do is do something like this, because you know, there's not a lot of hard edges on the nose, and then we can do the rest with color, so that's perfect for me. I've sketched out the face shape, so now I can just build on what I was doing. So, oops. I'm gonna draw him his little beard and mustache like this, and I'm just kind of drawing like some little lines like where it's growing out of his face, just so I, you know, have some edges, but not too much, because it's hair growing out of his face that doesn't have a defined edge, you know, the way it's growing out, but it kind of does. So we're kind of tricking the eye is basically what we're doing. Alright, so there's his bottom lip, something like this. And now for his beard, I'm just going to kind of play around with some hairlines and build off of this. Now I want to draw the rest of his face just to kind of guide us, and we can control the look of him by making sure we got it going the right way, and the size and proportions and all that stuff. You can kind of see some of his eyebrows, so I'll kind of do something like this. That's all we can really see. And then I'm going to draw the top of his head, like his forehead, just a little like this, and that's where the hair is coming down, like that. Okay. So I'm going to draw his hairline, and then I'm going to draw a little bit of accent for the way his hair is kind of flowing. And say it's kind of, you know, kind of up and out a little bit, something like that. Okay. That's kind of his look, his style. With with that flowing hair. And we're not going to draw all the hairlines, especially because it's blonde hair. So we kind of want color to take care of it, not a hard edge that's black like this. You know, we want it to be subtle. Okay, so for his look, let's go ahead and start with the hair to build it out, and then we can draw some more of these hairlines to kind of define where we are. So I'm going to draw his hair back a little bit there, because that's where it's going back, but then it's, you know, flowing out like this. And I'm just kind of doing both just to kind of guide us so we can see where we are and make sure I've got the shape right, okay? And let's see, so let's also flow a little bit more out like this. And I'm also going to start thickening up some of these lines just to match the way this Sharpie is going to look when it starts to come down, because it's super thick. And I'm just kind of, you know, kind of getting ready for how it's going to look. That's the best way to say it. I'm prepping. Now, you don't have to if you're working with pencil. You do what you want. Like I said, I just know from experience how it's going to look, and I'm kind of getting ready for that. Alright, so now I can kind of build his beard as well, because it's all flowing together, you know, once it comes down here. And it's pretty much just simple stuff like this, nothing too crazy. And again, we don't want to draw crazy anyway, because it's all going to be a blonde beard and hair. So we're just drawing basically edges, you know, the edge of this craziness. There we go, something like that. Let's draw another like little wispy little hair edge. What's the word I'm looking for? Lock. Wispy little lock like that, just to show that it's flowing out. Alright, kind of defining this. This is going to be colored black anyway, but I just wanted to defined that edge. Also, now I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie. So he's got that pack on, or his backpack, which comes to the front. So I'm going to draw it. This arm is raised up a little bit, so I'm going to draw this edge over here up a little bit higher. It's going to come down to the front, and it's going to kind of go under his beard right here. And this one's a little lower, like this. And I'm going to come down to where those front packs are, and I'm going to draw the edges of it and get ready for the juice boxes over here. And you want to know what's funny? I don't know how much of you guys listen to what I'm talking about, but there's a lot of times where I'm joking around about pouches and packs and all the stuff they carry, and one of the things I always say is, oh, and this probably contains his juice box and stuff like that. And now it really is a juice box. It's really funny that that's exactly what it ended up being. Okay, so I know I'm kind of all over the place with just drawing crazy boxes, but I'm going by my sketch, and that's the nice thing about sketching, is you planned it out, you know? So I can draw a bunch of crazy lines because I'm following my sketch of where it originated, or where the look came from. Okay, let me add some tiny details with this Sharpie pen. Just to make it stand out as you know, something unique. And also try to highlight an edge on this juice box. Alright, cool. And let's see, there's a little bit more inside here. We're gonna draw something like this. Again, just to highlight the look. Let's see, is there anything else? It's kind of hard to see. I'm going by a a screenshot of the store picture. So that's all I have to go by. All right, looking good. Okay, so let's draw this arm over here, because this one's up, giving a thumbs up, you know, and so that's why this one's a little higher than that, because when you raise your arm, your shoulder comes up a little bit. So as his arms are like this, you raise this arm, so the shoulder rises up just a little bit, and that's why we're at a different angle, like this. We're gonna boop like that. Okay, so this one is raised up, and that means the material is creased, so it's gonna have it's all coming around this vest as well too. We got to remember that. Let me draw this over like that, and that shows where the vest is, and everything is underneath it, so we can't draw. It's all got to come out of there is what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna bump it up like this, and I'm adding creases and folds as I'm going. So that's what I was doing. That's why it's a little bumpy, but it's just for that, exactly that. It's just to add space and creases, because it's being raised up, because it's all bunged up, you know. As he's raising his arm, it stresses the material like that. All right, so I'm going to draw the sleeve out a little bit, hanging down. Then I can draw his hand, and let's draw. Here, let's do a little bit of this, a little bit of housekeeping, as they say. And just a thumbs up like this. You can't really see, I guess, from that angle. So I'm gonna draw his wrist to his hand, and we're gonna draw the back of the back of the knuckles like that. They're gonna come over, down just a little bit. Okay, so I got them kind of all going in, and then I can draw the edge of the hand, thumb, which is back behind all that, like that. Okay, so I know it's kind of a little thick, but that's what happens when you use these kind of Sharpies. But it's what we have to work with, right? It's like I want you to be able to use what's lying around the house, and we can work with what we got. All right, so now I can close off the rest of the sleeve. So that's why I left it open like that. All right, that's good. I don't want to do any more. I want to keep going. Okay, so remember, everything is coming out of this vest because it's over everything else. Let me close that off, because I see a few little spots that is just floating, and I can draw his shoulder over here down to this part of the sleeve. Now he's got that little like, I want to say rocket pack, but it's a little weapons pack, not even pack, what would you call that? Gauntlet, I guess, because it holds his shotgun shells and all that stuff. So we just got to make sure we draw that over the sleeve. And it's open just a little bit, like that. And I was subtle with the shotgun shells, because at this angle you can't really see them. We're looking at the back. That's basically what we're looking at. So I don't know if I can see the inside. Yeah, I don't know if there's a connector, but we'll add one, because it obviously connects someplace, right? And since we're here, let's add some creases and folds for that cloth. All right, so this hand is just basically hanging down, nothing crazy. We're gonna add the sleeve hanging out and his hand. So I'm gonna draw the thumb like this, and here's his index finger. Wow, I couldn't think. There's the middle finger, and they're gonna kind of come in like this a little bit. So this one is gonna start to get smaller, and then this one is gonna be almost like nubs, like that. But you'll see why in a second. We're gonna clean that up in a second, make it understandable, I guess is the best word. So see how it's kind of bent in, and this one's bent in as well, whereas this one's not so much. This one we're going to draw some draw. I like to draw too many, so I'm trying to be careful with how many lines I draw. And I don't mean I like to draw too many. I tend to draw too many. And so there, I added some extra because as it's bent, you're going to see more lines with the finger is showing the meat being pushed around. And that's kind of why I do stuff like that. And also why I tend to draw too much lines. Okay. There we go. All right. So, ow! I just stabbed my thumb trying to put this back in. Woo! That hurt. You see that dot? Yikes. Okay. That's the price you pay for quality art, right? Okay, so for his sleeve here, we got to draw his fries in that pocket sleeve. For his pocket, we got to draw the fries in there. So I meant the shirt. It's not a sleeve. It's I guess the ends. I don't know. I can't think of the words. I've already said I don't have words. So I'm going to draw it hanging down, then come back up for the pocket. So I'm going to draw it like this. Give the edge. Come back up here. And before I get to the top, I'm going to draw a little pocket like this, coming out, and draw his little fry pouch. And let me go ahead and draw the fries with tiny Sharpie so I don't lose them. Because if I draw it with this big one, they're going to get lost. They'll just be one big blur, you know? All right. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, so now we're going to draw his belly and the other side over here. So let's go ahead and draw his stomach, and then we can draw the shirt, the sleeve. What are we calling this? I can't even think of it. The rest of his sweater vest thing. Okay, so I'm going to come down here for a little bit of a belly like that. Not too much. And then draw the edge here. Here's his belt. And what really is going to make it accent, what really accents it is the shirt coming up. That's what really gives him the belly look. You know, he's not gigantic, but it's that makes it huge, you know. Okay, so I'm going to draw. He's got like a gun over here, so I'm going to draw just what we can see, just a side like that. And then, let's see. Oh, there is. I'm going to draw a little bit lower like this. There is like a strap like this, and it's strapped to the middle of his leg. So that's why I wanted to draw it right there first. So let's see. Is there like it looks like something hanging down, like a drawstring or something. I don't know what it is, but at least we know that's the center, and we can draw off that. So there's his leg, and up like this. The other one's gonna be down like that. Gonna connect that a little bit where it didn't quite connect, and I can draw the other one like this. Okay. Now let's see. I think I can draw. Yeah, let's draw the edge of his coat. I still can't think of a good word for that. I'm going to draw the inside like that, connect it over here too, and now I can draw the rest of his legs. But let me add just a little bit of crease. Oh, you know what? I see a pocket over here too for his fanny pack. That's what that is. That's what this is. This isn't a belt. It's a fanny pack. Which I have to be careful because, you know, I want to make sure I get it right. And fanny pack is a very unique thing that I gotta make sure I get it to look right. So there's the zipper, like that. There we go. Oh yeah, creases and folds. I forgot I was gonna add those. All right. Okay, so Now I can just draw his legs, and his legs are just normal human legs down to the sandals that he's wearing. So anatomy is all we're worried about. So there's the calf to the ankle. I'm going to draw to the top of the sandal. Oh, I just don't have my words. But again, I've always said it, I don't have any words. I'm not a speaker. Alright, a practice in toes. That's all we can really see. Look at that big old calf. Look how big I drew that. Oh well, you know, sometimes he puts on that much weight. Sometimes the body compensates by adding a little more meat to your bones, you know? So we'll say that's what happened to Jonesy here. Alright, let me draw the bottom of that. There we go. And let's see, draw the other one over here. So again, it's just anatomy. So we're going to draw his leg down to his knee, to the front here. And again, it's kind of stopped by his sandal, flip-flop, I guess. Let's get back to the drawing here, to the leg, to the anatomy. So there's the leg, his calf, down to his heel. Oops. It came out a little round. I mean, a little square for some reason. I don't know what I did that. There's his foot. Let's say this is his what do you call that bone? That's oh, I can't remember right now. Let me round that off a little bit. There we go. To the front of his foot, and we're going to add some toes. So let's do like this. And now the secret to toes is this one points up, those point down. But again, we're working with a small Sharpie off to the edge here that you can't really see that anyway, so not too worried about it. We're just going to draw what we can, basically. Like that. Clean it up just a little bit. Draw a top edge. Roll the toe over. And again, we can't really see too much there anyway. So there you go. I say we... Oh, hang on. There we go. A little bit of a knee. And there we go. So I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Relaxed Fit Jonesy. So here's my colored version. You can color it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.